Good, good. I like you guys. You guys are fair, balanced, and honest.
All right.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and just
If you
let you give an update on kind of where things are after the game Saturday and how things look heading into this week.
Well, here, again, it feels like Groundhog Day of we're coming up short. And I went back after the game. I started on the bus. That's a 5-hour ride, just trying to figure out what are we doing, how much are we improving, and why we can't get over the hump. So I've been, for the last day and a half, doing all this research. So a couple of things. You do negative, bad. I told the team this yesterday. We had, do you want the good news or the bad news first? And so we bounced it off. So a couple of things that sticks out that we're not doing, that's not allowing us getting over the hump, is we don't have enough sacks. We don't generate enough sacks pass for just one-on-one. If you watch any other teams, they can generate that one-on-one. That's what Arlington did. I mean, San Antonio did too. And we're giving up too many sacks on offense. So not getting enough on defense, giving up too many on offense, especially at crucial times, are killing us. Not the play callers, not the coaches. Sometimes it's a combination, or it's the player is, or the situation not understanding that. Beginning of the year, bunch of penalties. Last 4 games, I think we're the third least penalized team in the league. So we've made improvements. Turnovers, obviously. Not only are we turning the ball over, we're turning it over at the wrong time, and then we're giving up points. So we don't even give the defense a chance to go out and stop it. That's football. That in a nutshell, that's it. And playmakers, like we started, you look at Jordan Thomas, who just got here 3 weeks. He gives us some big plays, situation ability. Dedrick Thomas, 10 off, giving us that. We in and out with the quarterback, right? Quarterback gives us that. We win, or we close. He doesn't, we don't. We need another big time receiver to help us. We making some plays, but when they count. Defensively, we get some rush with blitzes. I feel like our linebacker play overall all year has been fantastic. They've done a great job, led by Plummer. Secondary, no playmaker. We hadn't made one play when it counted in secondary. We don't make the play, get a PI, the guy catches the ball, we miss the tackle. We have changed. It's like a video game. We have 100 calls out there trying to put us in position. We have calls. So in a nutshell, just the whole season, with all that being said and done, we've lost 4 games by a total of 8 points. 4. So you look at our division, look at the league. What is 6-3 is Houston. Everybody else is under 500. You have Arlington, who's going to probably make the playoffs. It's going to be 4 and 5 now, 5 and 5. You have San Antonio that's 3 and 6 now, and 2 of them wins against us. So if you flip that, here we are. 4 losses by 8 points. Special teams has turned into a bright spot. That was special kickoff team. Oh, we hate the kickoff. We was like, just put the ball on the 40. In the beginning, just put it on the 40. Oh my gosh. And that affects everything defensively too, when you can't cover kicks. 4 losses, 8 points, and then I'm gonna leave you with this. I know I'm eating up all the time. The best team in the league, 7-1. And I think all this up to date. They're averaging 29 points a game, Washington, D.C. They're giving up 24 points a game. With us, we're averaging 20 points a game, I'm rounding up 19.55. I round up. And we're giving up 28, rounding down, 29-4, 28 a game. The leading team, 7-1, listen, 29 points a game, giving up 24. We're averaging 20 and giving up 28 with that rough, nightmarish, wake up in the middle of the night start that we had. I mean, it's unbelievable that you look at that and everybody gets caught up in the yard. I'm not a big yard guy. Well, we had 500 yards and we had 10 points. Who cares how many yards you have? We got 10 points. Oh, we gave up 600 yards, but we gave up 17 points. I would rather have the scoreboard counts. And right now, we're not finishing. So the theme of this week for the team and for the organization is finish. Finish strong. Finish the drill. Finish the season. Finish the right way. And we're going to change some of all that saying and stuff. I would say this. We made some changes. We did some things. And if you look at us from the middle of the season up until now, the way we've played, what we're doing, we finally have a foundation. And now we've identified where we have to improve. Not maybe, not might, where exactly where we need to improve. We need playmakers. I've gotten it down to about, we need 12, you got 12 difference makers. And then we're having a different conversation. So I know that's for the last thing, I just wanted to give you guys some information. I have more information, all that stuff. So that is, when you got more time, you call me, I'll fill you in. But that's what I've been doing for the last day and a half, dissecting, going through, turning over rocks, trying to figure out what have we improved, why we've improved, where are the issues, what else can we do? Now compare that to the league, where they at, what are they doing? And then you walk away like, I mean, I feel so bad after the game. And then you go watch the other teams. I watch DC and Arlington. And you sit there and you're like, you know what? They kind of doing some of the same stuff we've doing at the end of the game, right? Because we cannot finish. Well, we have not finished. We finished one game. That's why we sit here 1-8 because of what we've done in the fourth quarter. And we're gonna do some other things this week to try to finish and handle business in St. Louis. Whew. Okay. Now I'm done.
Questions, guys.
Great stuff, Coach.
I guess I'll get it started off. One thing that you didn't mention is that the Orlando Guardians start off games outstanding. You usually, I don't have the numbers here, but you usually score on the first drive. But after then, what do you think changes? Do the other team figures you out and change up the defense? And then after then, it seemed like there's a lull after that. What can you explain that to be?
I think it's a mixture. They see what we're doing. They make some adjustments. We make some adjustments. They ramp their game up and we stay at the same. You know, if you watch, you know, I'm a huge sports fan. I'm watching NBA last night, same thing. The Clippers and the Suns, and they're just ramping, going back and forth. And then your difference maker, Kawhi Leonard, takes over. And you just have you. I'm looking for KD to do that and they don't do it. Kawhi step. Now, that's the same thing, and I just want to throw this in there. I was telling you, how you start is how you finish. And if you want to be consistent, or you're in for the long haul. We're in this for the long haul. Kawhi Leonard hadn't played in 2 years. Everybody asked, where's Kawhi? He was hurt. Now, you watch that game last night, you see why, you wait.
By the way, the stat is 6 out of 9. We've scored on the first possession six times out of 9 games.
So we do a great job scouting. Now we got to adjust after that.
Coach, it sounds like there's elements too where you'd like to see some Westbrook style play where you go 3 for 19, but you still make the big play at the end to make sure that you get the victory there. Just wanted to put that in there as well. But NBA talk aside, you had mentioned throughout the season that you're a guy that likes to throw in changes, likes to kind of come in with a surprise. And then to your point, a lot of changes made. You mentioned Jordan Thomas. There's Jalen Smith. There's Katie Cannon. There's all the different guys that you've brought in and made immediate impact. Who would you say that is the new addition that's made the biggest impact? I'll say at this point, because there's another game still to kind of evaluate, but who do you think is the guy that's come in that, and not as a slight to any of the others, but who do you think is the guy that's come in as a new guy that's made the biggest impact for your squad?
Oh, man, I would say Jordan Thomas. He's scoring touchdowns. He's making, when you have the other team have to make adjustments. If you watch San Antonio, after we threw the 2 fades, they literally put 2 guys on top of them. Literally. And that's what you want. Now it frees up everybody else. You can't get that nowhere else. And we had this miscommunication and then the adjustment on the slant. Oh my gosh, it was nobody around him for 7 yards. That's on us. But I would say Jordan Thomas, because he scores points, he commands. I don't know if y'all realize this, but he plays special teams. He plays DN. I don't even know if y'all saw him pass rushing. He has a pressure. I mean, he does everything we ask him to do, he does, and he does it full throttle. I would say all the other guys have done a great job. He's probably made the most impact in 3 weeks. So imagine we've had him the whole year.
And kind of as a quick follow-up in that same concept, you like to be a coach that comes out and with surprises. You had said that in the past, you're looking for big plays, shocking plays. Yes. If you were in a position where you were showing that off, it's like, well, what's an example that you could give me, Coach? Are you putting in the tape for Mac Jones's pass or what?
Yes, we study. We put in the tape. We study. I think the Mac Jones. I mean, that's awesome. To me, my favorite is the throwbacks. I really like the throwbacks. It showed off that we have imagination. Now we just have to be able to put it together. I thought the throwback on the kickoff and come back on the punt return, and it's a part of what we do. I want that to be a stable of what we do, and it's not. Oh man, they pulling out fake. It's part of our game plan. So I think teams are starting to realize that if we're going to study and find something, if it's there, we're going to try to take advantage of it.
Hey, Coach, quick question for you in regards to your running back room. I know it was kind of scarce through the game. Is that something that's a concern? I know it's only 1 game left, but do you all have an update on your other running backs?
Yes, he should be fine. It's one of those things that happened Thursday, and he gets banged up, and we're not sure. And it was a 24-hour call. That was unexpected, but that's why with a 45-man roster, that's why you have to have a couple of guys that can go both ways. And I got that from Coach Belichick. That if you look at all the New England team, it's 4 or 5 guys that can play both ways, and I was one of them that went both ways. So that's going to be a something again, like all that funky plays, a part of what we do, a part moving forward of selecting players.
Coach, as we approach week 10, looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently? First year professional coach, where the season's almost over. Can you go back in your mind and say, oh, shoot, I wish I'd done this early on? Or
Absolutely. I mean, a bunch. I hate when guys say that. We're freaking 1-8. Yes. Yes. I think it started with the draft. With nobody knowing the league, I'd take full responsibility for that. I was listening to, just like we talking now, listening to different people. Well, draft this first, do that first. You want this, you want that. And I'm sitting there and I got my book and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. So I would trust my instincts, myself, trust the coaches I've played for, I've worked with, right? And how they've done things versus some of these other outside forces that selected some guys for some different reasons. And we might have the most turnover, 25 to 30 players of anybody in the league. So I would change that from the start, the draft, and then I think that changes the trajectory of what we would have got to where we're at now after 5 weeks, probably 5 weeks earlier.
Coach,
How
really
are
quick,
you?
make sure I hear you. Real quick, Jeff, just to make sure I'm hearing you right, is it a matter of you thinking like you had second guessed yourself while you were drafting?
I wouldn't say based on what we know now, like you can't live in the past. You think about the future, but the present, based on the turnover we've had with the roster, obviously, I can't sit here and say no. And we're 1-8. I mean, that would be an answer. Now, I'm not like that. I'm honest to the point. Yes, we would change. We would not draft that way, 100%. And because this is performance. This just like you guys. If you don't perform and you don't get the stuff, if you don't study and bring out the stuff that you need to, you can't be successful. And we do not have the right players to compete in this league. This is a very, very good. This is a very good league. The XFL, the other coaches, what the ownership group has done. This is top of the line, grade A, right up under the NFL. This is some high quality stuff. I mean, any other league that say they can compete with this, they're crazy.
Cool. No, thanks for that, Coach. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
No problem. How are you,
Jeff, they'll
Coach?
cut you off twice, Jeff. You get 2 questions. No, I'm just playing.
I was my mother's 4th choice. What can I say?
Oh, good. Sometimes be that way.
Yeah. So you mentioned, next year you want to do things a little differently. I know my first year as a head coach, I came in with an aging team, but next year I said I'm going to get younger because we're not going to repeat this mess again. What would you do differently next year? Looking at the team saying, I have this, but I'm going to change it, whether it's more speed, whether it's a little more of an athleticism thing. What do you think is going to be the thing you look for next year when building your next team?
We're going to have bona fide playmakers. So when I say that, and it's already started it started 5 weeks ago on being different. This is how it's going to be. And the name, so from now on, we say stand guard. I'm just giving y'all a hint. The new theme is the Guardian Way. That's going to be the new. This is how we're going to do it. This is the Guardian Way, right? Playmakers and not now we got film. We understand what this league is about. Instead of guessing, can he play? Would he fit? No, I need to see it. I need to see it. And now, obviously, college players, some of these other guys on practice squad, they've seen us and they've seen us play, and it's like, okay, this league is good. It's gonna be here. Now, I want to play, coach. Some guys I had that in Canada now, they like, I don't know, I need to go make this money. We don't know what, I need to get paid. And I like, fair. So they've seen us. So the whole concept, for me, everything's gonna be totally different. We don't have to start from scratch. We actually got tape. We don't have OTA days. We could have a team. I didn't have a center. And probably one of the youngest players in the league started at center for us this week. Y'all didn't know that. Jalen Spady, and did a tremendous job. I think Jalen is 23. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about that you find out. And I'm so excited about. But the main thing I want you guys to realize, we now have a solid foundation. We didn't have that even 4 weeks ago. I think over the last 3 weeks, that foundation has allowed us to be in games, beat the best team, one of the hottest teams we played with, had them on the ropes, didn't finish them off, and get us to, how we played the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, and in fact, that's a great point. With Jordan Thomas, how did that acquisition come about? Because he seems very appreciative of the opportunity.
We got blessed. St. Louis he didn't fit. A lot of times you don't fit your scheme. You know, they wanted him to do certain things, and is what I heard, and they released him. I mean, he's with St. Louis, and when I saw his name pop up, you talking about doing a happy dance and just like, thank you. You know, I know Beck and all of them. I actually called Dave Bolo over there. It was like, hey man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because that was gonna make us better. And I just want to say to the fans too, y'all listening, get this to the fans. We apologize. We're embarrassed at 1-8, but that ain't gonna stop us from working. We can't live in the past. The future is bright. Don't give up on us. I know y'all kicking us and throwing chairs and cussing all that. I know all that. I've been a professional athlete for a long time. But I'm telling you, I would, on each one of you guys' show, if you guys need me to come on, I will apologize, do everything to the fans. But I also want them to understand we have a foundation now. Keep the support. And for the ones that came, we still had good turnouts. We are so appreciative. And we're so blessed and we're so thankful for you guys. And whatever you need, we'll be there.
Well, Coach, I'll say this real quick, too. If you guys come up with an excellent turnaround next season, I'd like to have you on my show for that as well. So there's that.
Well, we're going to have an excellent turnaround. So I'm already, just pencil me in somewhere.
I'm glad you said that was going to be my question. Like, is week 10 kind of, in your mind, the first week? Kind of rather, it's going to sound awkward to say it this way, but follow me here. Is this next week kind of the first week of the 2024 season in that the turnaround starts this week?
No, this is a continuation of what we're building on this foundation. Because next year, I just told you, we're going to have some playmakers. So I'm not expecting that. This is for us to keep building our culture, letting them know the Guardian way. This is how we're going to do it. And if you don't want to be a part of it, then so be it.
Yeah, and this actually is a fan-driven question. They were asking about the situation with Quentin Flowers. Is he going to get a chance to play before the season ends?
Man, we've had a great conversation about that. When you're 1-8, you got to see some other guys. You got, Quentin has played, Francois has played sparingly. You're still trying to make decisions on that. And we sit there and go through with Quentin. He's played a couple plays. That's how this league, if you watch this sports, when you're bad and you're still trying to figure it out, you don't have, I don't want to keep going back to college and all that. Well, you don't have, they just finished spring ball. They had 15 practices. Before they had winter conditions. Then you got the summer. So you get all this time. Then you got 25, 30 practices in camp. We are well aware of obviously Quentin. We signed him, and we're trying to figure that out.
Coach, you're going to have a lot of people in Seattle pulling for you this weekend. Is it fun to play in a game like that? I know you'd rather be playing for a playoff spot yourself, but you're in a position where you can directly affect who reaches the playoff in the North Division. Is it going to be fun Saturday for you all?
Listen, anytime you play is fun and it's exciting because we're professional, right? We're going to play regardless. But when you can send somebody home with you, yes. I told Hines last week, come and make your tea time with me. And then afterward, he's like, nah, I'm pausing that tea time another week. So, after the game. But yes, we are competitive, we're friends, we do all that. I don't care what nobody say. You take professional athletes, it's the weirdest thing, right? You play harder, you're more focused when there's pride and bragging rights. on the line. If you get somebody, I know they say you put $1 million out there, they gonna play hard and go, right? I personally, you play harder when it's pride on the line and you know you're gonna see your friend afterwards and you want to rub it in. And then to me, that's the spirit of sport. That's I mean, it's gonna be intense, very intense. We already play hard. Add a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on cleats this way. I'm gonna run with them this week. I am fired up because Anthony Beck in our day, we are good buddies. They're high ups, and we talk every week. We won't talk this week, even though I might send him a text. See you soon. And give me.
Has the season gone by in a hurry for you? Week 10 is here.
Absolutely not. When you freaking losing every week. No, it has not gone by. You know, I've learned a lot. I'm very appreciative, but it's been long. It just, when you put your heart, like I said, blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you are improved. You know, obviously there's been some bright spots, you get happy. But that feeling we had at Camping World Stadium, that's the feeling you want, obviously, a majority of the time. And we've had that other feeling that you don't want. But I would say this, when you experience what we've experienced this year, and you know you don't want that feeling, when you want to do that extra rep, or you want to drive, you don't want to drive that extra mile, or you don't want to watch that extra tape, that come in your mind. Do you want to feel like that? No. Well, get that extra tape in there. Run that extra mile. Run that extra gas.
Coach, I'm not going to mention the other league by name, but you guys have played every game, you know, whether it's on the road or at home, while they're still hubbing. Describe how special it is to be able to, in your inaugural year, establish a connection with your fan base.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, no, and you feel it, right? Like San Antonio, they booing us, they doing all that. You get excited. That's what you're supposed to do. You go home. I'm in Atlanta, Camping World Stadium, showing us love. They appreciate it. The green smoke coming up out of there. We're turning the lights off and on. And to beat the best team in the league at home and let the hometown crowd feel that with the type of season we was having at that point, it's electric. And you get to hug the fans and see them and appreciate and talk to them and they congratulate you, and just everything about it is better. Like they said, the SEC is just better.
Yeah, and to that point, the Alamo Dome, that's where the championship game is being played. How was that experience playing in that arena?
It's an awesome arena, awesome stadium, set up. You know, it's professional. It is. Out of all the facilities in that we've played in, it's the second best or close behind Camping World Stadium. Camping World Stadium by far is the best. There's nobody can touch that.
I think Coach froze up there a little bit.
Yeah, I think Yeah.
Well, I think since Coach wrapped it up, and I was about to say we only got time for one or two more anyway. Why don't we wrap it there? All right.
Yeah, no, today was a good day anyway.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you so much.